Lagos, Nigeria is the third most populous city in Africa after Cairo and Kinshasa, with a population of almost 8 million. There can be little doubt that other sporting codes in Nigeria are destined to languish in the shadows of football. Not only does the country have a renowned Premier Soccer League, but the Nigerian national team, the Super Eagles, have qualified for the FIFA Soccer World Cup on 4 occasions to add to their African Cup of Nations victories in 1980 and 1994. With Rugby Sevens set to make its debut in the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio, the sport has seen growth in places away from the traditional rugby hotspots. And as a result of the global interest in the game, marketing company EXP sponsored the very first 16-team Lagos Sevens Rugby Festival in the first weekend of November. The 2-day tournament, which included 2 foreign teams from Ghana and Senegal, was played at the Onikan Stadium. Day 1 would separate the men from the boys, with the silverware up for grabs on day 2. We pick up the action in the Shield final, which was contested by Shell-sponsored Wari in blue and Ilorin Rugby Football Club in orange. A few last-minute words from the respective captains to their teammates ahead of the kickoff, and for the religious, a moment of reflection. Wari then set to kick off, but it looks a bit of a scrappy start for Ilorin right from kickoff, with the underdog spilling the ball. And as any Sevens player will tell you, opposition mistakes on a 7-a-side field are worth gold. And that's clear as the boys in blue take full advantage early on, doing very well to keep the ball in hand and keeping it alive. That's despite the attentions of the Ilorin defenders. The boys now bringing back play towards the middle of the field. And a cool head held by the number 10, Onos Oloko, slicing through the defense to dot down under the posts. A good early try then from Wari in the blue. The goal kicker won't be too pleased with that. It appeared a straightforward attempt in front of goal, but Wari still grabbed the lead, 5-0. Again, Wari looking to exploit Ilorin's uncertainty under the high ball. And there is quite a bit of pressure from the defenders. But a well-timed pass, a little jink there, and some ordinary-looking defending, allowing the determined Ilorin speedster to cut through the defense with relative ease. And the race is on. Can he go all the way? Yes, he can. What a wonderful round down the touchline, keeping 2 chasers at bay, and what a way to strike back. So that levels the scores with the conversion still to come. Oh, what a start there. 2 tries, both from kickoff, indication that defense will be key for both sides, who seem to have athletes aplenty. Not the easiest conversion, taken almost from the touchline, and in the end, not a bad attempt at all. Level, 5-all. Oh, we've seen the speedsters take each other on. Now time for the forwards to get into the act. The referee not too interested in negotiating, neither is the opposition. While all the talking was going on, one of the Ilorin players producing a marvelous pickup, and over he goes for their second of the afternoon. And coach won't be too pleased with that by Wari. And a great lesson to the youngsters out there. Keep your focus on the ball at all times. Again, the conversion not on target, but Ilorin fighting back from a deficit to lead at the interval.
Boss, engage.
We rejoin the action with Ilorin on attack with the feed to the scrum. The pass almost overshooting the first receiver, who does well, drawing in a defender, getting the pass away, trying to get his outside player to cut back inside, but fouled by some determined tackling. An opportunity now for Wari to run away with it. Great offload, which goes to hand. Inside, outside, doesn't quite fool the tackler, but good ground made by Wari. And great to see the players following up to clean out the ruck. The first one way and then the other. Wari captain S.A. Amagero getting his hands on the ball. What a turn of speed by the skipper, rounding the opposition to score. Great run by Amagero for the touchdown. More importantly, his side back in the hunt with the clock ticking down. And an all-important conversion attempt for the lead, but not to be, so more to play for the win. A bit of a risky move, kicking possession away on a sevens field. Space opens up with ease when that happens. A lot of the time, kicks benefiting the counter-attacking team. Again, the skipper getting his hands on the ball. Well, he too opts to drop it onto the boot. Wonderful follow-up, though. We've seen the speed. This man has already a second try made to look very easy by Emagero. Well, you can see what it means to his teammates in what is a tight encounter. And eventually a conversion goes over. Wari in the lead. Well, with Wari ahead at the death and having the feed to what should be the final scrum of the match, they'll be eager to get their hands on the ball. That they do. Straight into touch it goes. Shal Wari, the winners of the Shield final. Well, not a blue day at all for the boys in blue. The Shell-sponsored Wari team claiming the first bit of silverware on day 2 of the Lagos Sevens. The next piece of silverware up for grabs on the second day is in the bowl final, with Lagos Racing sporting a navy and pink kit against Ido in blue and white. Proved an even tighter contest in the Shield final that we've just seen. Tries proving as rare as hen's teeth. In fact, this was the only try in a match in which both sides proved equally tough on defense. The big man in the number 8 jersey, Emmanuel Ayewa, bamboozling the defenders to dot down under the posts, which of course makes life a lot easier for the kickers. And no mistake here by Williams with the kick. 7-0 the score.
Dot, boss, engage.
And with a put into the scrum at the death, absolutely no surprise as Racing pumped the ball straight into touch at the final whistle. 7-0 winners of a hard-fought match and the closest result of the second day's action. That's something quite unique, a West African version of the haka. Lots of emotions, and understandably so for the winners of the bowl final. Wari, the other big winners on day 2. Coming up, the plate final between Abuja and Kaduna, and the big one, it's Nigeria Police against Zaria at Onikan Stadium. Well, time for another big fixture, the third of the finals on day 2, the battle for the plate between Kaduna in red and Abuja, which had displayed a lot of class on day 1 in the almost all-black strip. The crowds continuing to swell as the day progresses, and a lot of interest in what the younger Kaduna side can muster against the slightly more experienced Abuja. And from early on, the free-spirited, more youthful side showing its intentions, giving the ball plenty of air to claim the first try of the plate final.
Try on the line.
Well, the intensity is evident on the field of play, as so in the stands, as the crowd seemingly getting even more vocal in the lead up to the big final. Well, the lighter forwards of the Kaduna team constantly beating the bigger, heavier Abuja players to the breakdown, and Kaduna able to secure quick ball from the rucks, and they spread the ball wide to secure their tries. Well, Kaduna scoring a second one. Obviously, the younger players certainly more youthful looking and with quite a lot of speed to burn out wide. But of course, Abuja would not go to sleep. They big players trying to get through the middle, but again, it's the pace that pounces off Kaduna in the red. A great third try in the second half, and this pretty much wraps things up for the younger team. Well done to Kaduna. And of course, when he eventually makes it over the try line, the conversion still to come just to stretch that lead. And we've seen the goal kickers struggle a bit, and yet another one. This time it creeps under the crossbar. It's all irrelevant, of course, for Kaduna. The boys will be happy with that 12-0, a whitewash against the older Abuja players. A lot of work to do before next year, boys, but I'm pretty sure they'll be eager to bounce back.
Rugby is a cruel game. If you don't have pace, you cannot win rugby games. And today we'll find out by a team who literally kicked the ball, chased behind us, and when we had the ball, we couldn't really capitalize because we don't have that pace. Rugby is about pace. If you don't have it, you'll be punished.
Couldn't agree more with the Abuja coach, bemoaning the lack of pace from his bigger players. He'd certainly be able to provide a lot of interested parties with a couple of forwards, some really big boys in the Abuja side. But of course, on a sevens field, pace is king.
When they lost the first match from the group stage, I just tell them, look, come, you have to work on your line out, then your aggressiveness, because it's like you start losing touch already. Maybe is it the fatigue from the road journey down from Kaduna down to Lagos here? But then I just asked them, look, come, bring up your game. And I think it clinched it at the end.
Confirmation then of the road to the big cup final for both Police and Zaria. So this includes both day 1 and 2's action. Police with a great start against Eco 2, while the Sharks went down heavily to Zaria on day 1. In the semi-final, Zaria tight semi-final win against Lagos, while Police overcame the Dragons. So the stage set for the grand finale of the Lagos Sevens, with Police in black against the less fancied Zaria in green. Police with revenge on their minds, having lost in the final of the Kaduna Sevens just a few months earlier. Great motivation for them going into this match. Early pressure at scrum time for the smaller frame players of Zaria. Police following up very well, and pressure usually leads to penalties.
Taking the player out, kicking the player here.
The ref on hand to make that call. A quick tap by Samson Yahaya. And so close to the line, was always going to be very difficult man to stop. So Police draw first blood. 5-0 up they go. Well, another conversion goes amiss yet again, but 5-0 up for the favourites, and a great foundation laid for the remainder of the match. Zaria desperately needing to get their hands on the ball. They do just that with that Hail Mary pass inside by Police, and wonderful awareness by the Zaria player, scintillating round down the near touchline, and all the way he goes for Zaria's opening try, and that levels the scores at 5 apiece. Well, the tries have been coming thick and fast, but all the teams will be eager to work on their kicking for next year. All the points in cup finals count, of course. Police yet again on the attack as we pick it up, and we see the chip ahead used yet again in the tournament. Great tactic if the players follow up, and that's exactly what Yahaya does. Over he goes for his second of the afternoon. Oyebola Sulaiman taking over the kicking duties without success again, but Police continuing their charge in the final. Police again in possession, almost butchering things on their own try line, but getting the ball wide to Flyer Salihu Abdumalik, and it's worth the risk. This man has speed to burn. A wonderful run, one of the tries of the tournament it seems. And Police looking as though they are going to be extending that lead. Yep, they do. Under the post he goes. Again giving the kicker a good chance for that conversion. Second time's the charm for Sulaiman, who adds the extras. A quick tap, and a few moments later another scoring opportunity, this time big number 4 Lasisi Kasim. Easy as you like. Sahara forced into defensive mode throughout the match, having more to do as Police camp in their 22. Even in defense, the pressure telling Police 2-try hero Yahaya, making life very difficult for the opposition.
Use it!
Well, the ref letting play go on there with a quick throw taken. Sulaiman, the goal kicker, adding 5 more to his tally. Wonderful little swan dive there, and he adds the extras to see his side extend their lead. Well, Zaria's fans would be eager to see them get their hands on the ball, but Police on the rampage in the big cup final. Zaria finally getting their hands on the ball, but they butchered another opportunity, a woeful kick. The writing, though, was on the wall from early on. Police, the victors, and they avenged their loss in the final of the Kaduna Sevens, winning the overall prize in the Lagos Sevens. Undoubtedly, the team of the tournament. Well, joy not only for the fans and players, but for the coach, Michael Johnson, who is being hailed for their victory. Well, I suppose these celebrations are set to last late into the night. Police will go down in the record books as inaugural winners of the Lagos Sevens, enough to make any team proud, and for the boys a proud title to defend come 2012.
First of all, I have to thank the ESP for giving us the opportunity to showcase ourselves. And there's a lot of work. At the Kaduna tournament, we came second. I know that we did not get it right. So we came back and with a little training, and we prepared for this tournament. So we got it right.
Our objective now is to be able to build a pipeline to get the Nigerian team into the Olympics. So we've got, like I said, 30 schools playing rugby in Lagos State. Our intention is to increase the number in Lagos State and expand the program to other states. Then get universities playing, get the clubs playing so that the children can play rugby in school. From primary school, they play in secondary school. From there, they go to university. They play when they leave university. There are clubs that they can play. And with this kind of structure, we have a national league. With this structure in place, we will build a pipeline to get Nigerian rugby out to where it needs to get to.
We want to build equity. We really want to make this thing work, and we want to make sure that going forward that there's a sustainable programs, that there's commercial support. Our role is just in terms of organizing the events and making sure that there's commercial partners that come in and sponsor these teams, but not at the high level. What we need is we need the coaches to be supported. We need the development to be supported. We need the teams to have proper kit and proper facilities so that when they're playing, you know, they're playing on good surfaces and they have proper care for them. You know, so I really believe sky's the limit here. It's got to happen.
Nigerians are natural rugby